get the belief in somebody's passion, and then on top of that, you take that love and that burning desire. It's a hard combination to stop. I believe in my heart that I have found coaches that, number one, I can trust, number two, that I love and care about, and number three, are here for the program. There is so much respect and so much love. I really believe that this staff looks at these kids as younger brothers, as sons. They look at them as if they were their own children, and I know I do that. Mark Bovee has been a father figure / older brother to me. He's coached for 23 years, and whenever I question a decision or I have something on my mind that I am not 100% sure with, he's the first guy I go to. Coach Boz, Brian Coet, is my guy of wisdom. He has been doing it longer than any of us, and he knows me probably better than anybody, and he can just give me a certain look, and we're on the same page. New guy that we brought on board this year, who's a longtime Wolcott guy, Jimmy Coet. He's got a tremendous amount of emotion and passion and knowledge, and he's going to be a key asset to the success of this program. Nate Spears is a true friend of mine. He is one of those guys that if I needed anything, he'd be there for me. And he's a guy that when I say I depend on my coaches, he's a guy that I depend on. Our young guns with Coach Pace and Coach Cornelio, they're the future of this program. Those are guys that I see them being around for a long time. And their positions that they coach, the kids that they work with, take the leadership and take the qualities of those men. You know, and last, Coach Stocker, he is one of those guys as a firefighter. I always tell him, here's a guy whose life is about running to danger. He's a guy that I want all my kids to be exposed to, because those types of people are special. It's a very intelligent staff, it's a tough staff, it's a blue-collar staff, it's a hard-working staff. I can't tell you how much respect I have for my staff, and without them, we would be nowhere. It's hard when a new guy comes in, it's hard when something new is taking place because they're used to things being done in a certain way, and sometimes change is difficult.
I want my legacy to end as someone who's been a part of this program, that brought this program up to where it is, and someone that people can look back upon and just admire as someone who worked hard and never gave up for the program.
I want that title, the NVL title up there. States, that'd be pretty sick if we get that too.
Keep going. Don't give up.
Don't let a day go by that you don't work as hard as you can, because you may be tired and sore at the end of the day and you may need an ice bath, but those are the best days for you.
Listen to coaches. If they're yelling at you, it's just a hard way of teaching. You have tough skin.
We have a philosophy here that we coach them hard and we love them hard, and I'm tough on them.
We're intense. This year is way more intense than last year's weightlifting team.
We have to win. It's mandatory.
If we lost,
I wouldn't really know what to feel.
second year captain, I'm not going to accept a loss, and we're not going to lose.
Can't see that happening, no.
It's not an option. But the numbers that we have, there's no chance. I see it, I feel it.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord. And I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Yeah, you told me you were drowning. I would not lend a hand. I've seen your face before, my friend, but I don't know if you know who I am. Well, I was there and I saw what you did. I saw it with my own two eyes. So you can wipe off that grin. I know where you've been. It's all been a pack of lies. I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
I've had opportunities to laugh with these kids, to cry with these kids, to win with these kids, to lose with these kids. And when you do that, it just builds such a force and a bond that is just so tough to break. We are a true brotherhood. We are a true pack, a true family.
Past years, we'd always be little groups, whereas this year we all hang out together.
It's the strongest friendship and bond I've ever had with anybody.
I love every single one of them.
Before it was just more like it's a sport, now it's actually a family. We take care of each other, love each other more.
I know I care about everyone equally.
It's like a family. It's just a bunch of brothers.
It's real close, like brothers.
I do anything for them. They're like my brothers.
Let's go!
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, and I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, I can feel it in the air tonight. Oh Lord, oh Lord, and I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, and I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, oh Lord.
Usually when I'm getting under like a squat or a bench or a power clean, all I do is I think about myself getting the weight. I imagine myself going down and coming back up with the weight.
The first thought that goes through my mind is I gotta respect it, because I know no matter what it is, 500 or if I'm benching in 300s or anything like that, it must be, you gotta respect it, you know?
Usually I try to think about something that's got me mad.
I get angry. I think stuff that happened in the past that gets me mad.
I see it in my head, me getting under that rack and lifting the weight up, and then I just go do it.
Just everybody there focused on you just feels great, and your adrenaline's going, so it's just like you gotta give it up.
My sister passed away about a year and roughly 2 weeks ago. I just think about that because I've been through so much pain with that. That's a motivator.
We've taken it to the extreme.
Leave on 3, 1, 2, 3! Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. I'm rocking my pants, putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom, explosion, overpowering over the competition. I'm towering, back get shot when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that are all get sliced and diced. Competition's paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out.
trainers have worked extremely hard. The coaches have worked extremely hard. We cannot take things like this for granted.
We basically motivate through hard work. We have these kids work hard it was from the day after Thanksgiving up until today. And they work so hard all the way to get here that they just don't want anybody to take it away from them.
And it's paying off today. It's paying off today.
They just love lifting weights. These kids love to come in the weight room and they love to lift weights. So it's really easy motivation for them to get in the weight room. You know, once they get in there, we just make them work hard from day one. And then when the meat comes rolling around, they're ready to lift.
What I try to do is I try to make these kids understand it's so much of this is mental. It's them versus the weight. We try to focus against our own weight, our numbers. What defines a champion is somebody who's willing to lay it all on the line, to give everything they have for the cause.
Champion is just somebody that works hard and achieves a goal, that sets a goal, puts a goal in their head. With weightlifting, you put a number in your head, and you work for that number for 3 or 4 months, and you finally come to the meet, and under all this pressure, with all these people clapping for you, watching you, with the coaches in your face, being able to get that number, get that goal that you set 3 or 4 months ago, I think that's what defines a champion.
2008 NVL champs in weightlifting, Wolcott High School with a lift of 13,730 pounds.
Sometimes you don't know how, you don't know when, you don't know how long it's going to take, but I knew in my heart that there were so many people telling me it couldn't be done. And I know Patrick Russo, that's all I needed to say, yes, it can be done.
And on the back of the shirts it says believe or leave for a reason. Don't have to agree with us, just believe in us. It's about being a team and being one as a unit, being a family. We've got a great senior class and we got a great junior class following them with some great sophomores. And our freshman class coming up behind these guys are dedicated weightlifters also.
I know that there's times where the pressure and the demand may be too much, but when you bring home something like this, it creates not necessarily credibility, but it creates a purpose.
I see a lot more banners going up on these walls.
Believe.
I've been waiting to say this. And what I'm going to say to you is going to come directly from my heart. What I'm going to say to you is going to come from my soul. There's 12 teams in this mighty valley. And for 2 years now, we've been the strongest in the valley. And thanks to the men that are staring at me right now, my 2 boys live and will grow up in the strongest town in the valley. Thanks to the seniors, Sheehan, Rossi, Lounsbury, D'Angelo. Thanks to those men, my boys, and us live in the strongest town in the valley. And it's been like that for 2 years. So Bovey, Dressel, Larson, Montiglia, Bobby Wall, Charlie DiNapoli, what's your legacy gonna be, Sword? Zach Williams, how are you gonna live? How are you gonna live, Scotty Roz? I know this right now, as a coach, as a father, I live in the strongest town in the valley, C.J. Monroe, and nobody can take that. They can't take that from me. Wolcott, yes, Wolcott. We are the standard. We are the strength. We decide what happens. We decide what banner gets hung up. We decide who's the strongest. It's us from now on. It did not used to be that way, but that's the way we live from now on. It's us, and it's our time. It started out with Walt Williams, Nick DeGretti, Dan Cross, Capichetti, Schmaltz. They passed it on to Chris Sheehan, Lounsbury, Rossi, D'Angelo. And now it's time for that group to pass it on. You pass that strength on. Strength and honor. You pass it on to Romo and Bovee and Dressel and Montiglia and Larson and Gomez and Sword and Williams. And then your day will come, young lads. Your day will come where it gets passed on to you. And the only thing I can leave you with is I say thank you to those men on the end. Those men on the end that allow me to live in the town that is known as the strongest in the valley. So for your last curtain call, seniors, Wolcott Strength, what is your profession? Call it up, let's go. This is our town.
Well, this phase is over, and we ended this phase of state championships, and now it's time to win a state championship in football. That's what's next for Wolcott.